What's up guys, it's me, Kaluchi, back with a new video, and today we'll be talking about PTA versus Conqueror. Now the reason why I'm making this video is because under every video of mine, the comment sections are always filled with the question PTA or Conqueror. Not only the comment section but also on Discord, people ask about this quite a lot, and I thought it's much easier for me to just explain it in one video. If they ever ask it again, I will just link them this video. Now, there are some rules that I have to abide on because otherwise this wouldn't be fair. That means there's no outplay potential. We're just straight up throwing the same skills at each other. The only difference is runes. The items are the same and there are no special buffs or anything. So first I'll show you some clips at level 1, then I'll show you at level 3 when we got our full combination, then at level 6, and the last one will be at level 9. Now, I strongly believe that PTA is a very strong rune and it's much more early game oriented than Conqueror, and I believe that Conqueror is much stronger late game. However, I got some pretty nice results actually. Some of you might be surprised, some of you might not be. So yeah, let's dive in to the first clip, and that's the level 1 1v1. Oh, by the way, there's also two ways of proccing PTA. The first one is just throwing out skills the same way the opponent does, and the second way is doing the right way to get the most damage out of PTA, and I will show you that later on. Also, a big shout out to my girlfriend who helped me making this vid. I'll put her socials in the description below, so if you want to check that out, you can go ahead. So as you can see, the first time it went pretty even. I barely won, but this is not really enough evidence for me to say PTA is stronger early game than Conqueror. So we'll try it again at level 3. And remember guys, the more skills that you can use, the easier it is to proc Conqueror. So it would make sense that whenever we have more skills available, Conqueror would win, right? So when we're at level 3, we got basically all 3 of our skills besides our ultimate, so we're gonna try it again. Let's check it out. Go. How the fuck heb jij gewonnen dan? And as you can see, I was a little bit right. It was easier to pro Conqueror and therefore I think she won. But I didn't want to leave it at here because the way that you use PTA is not this way. What you want to do first is proc your PTA and then use all of your abilities because you get 8% more damage out of them. So this time I tried to proc PTA first and then unleashed all of my combo. So let's see how that went. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Now as you can see, because I first procced PTA and then used all of my skills would deal 8% more damage and therefore I won this fight. So it's really important to know how to use your PTA. It's always better to proc your PTA first before unleashing the rest of your combinations. Alright, so we have level 1, we have level 3. Let's look at level 6. 3, 2, 1. Once again, a very close fight. I managed to survive with 10 HP, so I'm gonna call this a draw, even though I did not really die. Let's try this again, but this time use the PTA the right way. As you can see, the difference is much bigger than the first fight at level 6. That's why it's so important to use PTA the right way. Now I know what you guys will say. Conqueror is more made for team fights and long prolonged fights, and it's better in late game. And I completely agree with that. And that's not the point of this video. My point of the video is to see which rune on itself is stronger right now for Ezreal. So I have one more fight and this one is at level 9 I think, because we then maxed out our Q and we also bought Trinity Force just to make it a little bit more realistic, because usually at minute 19 you have 1 or 2 items, usually almost 2. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll just buy 1 because we're not gonna take into account mana immune since I have Presence of the Mind and I got a few more kills. That means that I would get more AD. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna buy Trinity Force, which gives no extra buffs based on kills or whatever. Let's try to do the bow fights. So one time without proccing PTA the right way and one time with proccing PTA the right way. Let's try it again. Okay, that was nice. And as you can see, it's a draw. I wasn't really surprised by this because I think the longer the fight lasts, obviously the better Conqueror is, as it doesn't run out of time like PTA. So, alright, so it's a draw at level 9, but let's try it again with PTA using the right way. Go. Alright, so as you can see, I survived this time with more than 500 HP left, which is quite huge. I didn't think the impact was this huge, but yeah, I'm surprised and I'm actually glad. But let's come to the conclusion and let's talk about in the end what's better, Conqueror or PTA. Now, obviously, it's not always a 1v1 game like we just showed, so PTA is not really realistic. I was just trying to show off some runes and to see how strong it is. I also went my own rune page and not the general rune page, and I let my girlfriend go for the general rune page, which you can find at probuilds.com, which pros usually use. Now I know a lot of people go lethal tempo as well, but I don't think lethal tempo is anywhere near Conqueror or PTA. But if you would like to see that, guys, then let me know. So my conclusion: PTA is better to snowball in your laning phase to get some kills early on, which then can help you in the late game. However, I do think that Conqueror is better in team fights. I think thanks to Conqueror, Ezreal will heal a lot more in team fights and will deal out much more damage. However, if we look at Ezreal's state, which means that his laning phase is not really the best, and he really needs all the damage that he can get to not get bullied out, then I do think that still PTA is the choice for Ezreal. If this was a competitive game and people were pros and games would stall out for much longer and people would know how to play macro, then I think Conqueror is the better pick. But right now in solo queue, I think you have to look at yourself as a carry and need to see how can I deal the most damage from early to late game. And for Ezreal, I do think early game is pretty important and mid game, and that's when he excels the most. I mean in the mid game, of course. And because of his weak laning, I do think that PTA helps him out a lot by that. And it bursts people down quite a bit, especially if you have support next to you who also deal 8% more damage. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, then I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Share it with other people if you'd like. I hope you guys have a very good day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And catch you guys next time.